I'm Jackie Chan.
And hi, I'm Lisa Corsten.
And we are Wildbones. We teach open floor movement practice, dance here in Coromandel town. We're going to give you a little bit of an insight today into our class because we're really enjoying that we are all out of our individual bubbles after lockdown. This is a kind of practice which is not really a performance-based practice. It's more of a personal practice, but we've set up the camera so that during this morning's warm-up you'll be able to get a glimpse of what this practice is all about.
For me, open floor is about coming home to the body, your own body, and your own unique way of moving, which is different to everybody else, and about becoming comfortable in your own skin again.
Yeah, so we hope you enjoy having this taster of our practice, and if you're interested, feel free to come and join our classes. You can find information about the times on wildbones.co.nz. Thanks. Softening the joints, letting that dance spill into the space around the body. Shapes that emerge with a different texture of the leg. That's it, letting the head go. And breath. And letting it lighten up. So we're going to little partner dances and choose.
Staying engaged Hello, welcome to Bubble Bites, and thank you to Creative Mercury Bay for giving me this opportunity. I'm Helen, and I'm going to do 3 poems for you. The first poem, Sanctity Despoiled, references the mining exploration happening in the Parakiwai Valley, just north of Whangamata. It's an iconic area of beautiful native bush and clear streams. But in 2018, 10 big exploratory drilling platforms were established there, with ongoing prospecting and drilling. And it's one of only 3 known areas where the little Archie's frog is established, which is highly endangered. So please support Coromandel Watchdog and CARMAG, the Kuatunu Anti-Mining Action Group. Sanctity Despoiled by Helen Oliver. Sanctity despoiled. Even in spring in the Coromandel, amid the beauty of the puawhananga, dangling like strings of pearls through the bush, the menace of the mining company looms, overshadowing the beauty of emerald hills, threatening the grandeur of towering trees and the peace of tiny Archie's frog. The second poem, Nuclear Ponderings, Forgotten Victims. In 1976, I joined the sailing boat SV Free in Hong Kong, volunteering for Greenpeace New Zealand. On this voyage, Greenpeace's mission and Free's mission was twofold. First, to raise awareness of the proliferation of nuclear weapons at that time, given that a number of countries were by then testing and developing nuclear arsenals. Second, to publicize the dangers of nuclear testing by drawing attention to the problem caused in Micronesia, which Free had recently visited. From 1946 to 1958, the US used Bikini Atoll in the Marshall Islands as their test site, with radioactive fallout especially affecting Rongelap, and then at Mururoa Atoll, from 1966 to 1996, the French nuclear testing undertaken, first atmospherically and then underground. In 1973, a flotilla of private boats, including Free, sailed north to the French testing zone. They were joined by 2 New Zealand Navy frigates, which indicated the strength of New Zealand's opposition to atmospheric testing. I wrote this poem after reading current reports detailing the devastating legacy of US and French nuclear testing for the forgotten victims whose lives have been so significantly blighted. Note, jellyfish babies is the name given to babies born with no bones due to radiation poisoning, which die soon after birth. And Manus, Christmas Island and Nauru are all detention centres set up by the Australian government to prevent boat people reaching Australia and gaining refugee status. Nuclear Ponderings, Forgotten Victims by Helen Oliver. Nuclear Ponderings, Forgotten Victims. Pacifica peoples across the glistening span, Marshall Islands, Bikini Atoll, Rongelap, Mururoa. The names still resonate in my brain. Far-flung islands studded across the Great Pacific. Ah, the irony of that name. Witness rather to such duplicity, trauma, destruction of homes and lives, land cracked, air and sea poisoned. Jellyfish babies, just one of the legacies. Island is linked not only by Pacific surge and swell, but by shared subjection to legally sanctioned crimes. Bikinians, forcibly removed, 5 times relocated, a lifetime of tinned fish, nomads on alien shores, ever longing to return home. Indefinite displacement, the official term. Voices too small and inconsequential to ever garner the world's outrage. Governments too powerful to be forced to acknowledge guilt and shame. Who will heed such a small cry for justice? Lost among the rising pleas from Manus, Christmas Island, Nauru. Lost in the morass of troubled waters that we navigate today. For the third poem, Prayer for Aotearoa, I was challenged to write a prayer 2 years ago as part of a writing group exercise. This poem somehow just flowed onto paper. Given the events of March 2019 and then the current focus on racism in Aotearoa, it still seems very relevant. I feel very honoured that Sarah Morcom has composed a melody and will sing it for us in Bubble Bites today. With sincere thanks to Creative Mercury Bay for all their support. Thank you.
Choice of religion, even if there's no God I dress. A prayer's a voice and a feeling, a guide for my life, nothing less. So pray for peace in our country, remembering blood that's been shed. Dark layers of conflict of history, there are those who are still bleeding yet. Justice for both guilty and falsely accused. Our prisons are now overflowing, the balance of power misused. And no matter my choice of religion, even if there's no God I address, a prayer's a voice and a feeling, a guide for my life, nothing less. So pray for peace in our country, blood that's been shed. Dark layers of conflict of history, there are those who are still bleeding yet. And pray for love and compassion, let acceptance and tolerance grow. Let's set aside harshness and judgment, allow diversity's flow. Cause no matter our choice of religion, even if there's no God we dress, a prayer's a voice and a feeling, a guide for our life, nothing less.
Hello, this is Andy. I have a tune here, it's for my wife Shirley. It's called Come Dance With Me. not too tired from that one. This tune's a little bit different, moves along a bit, and I call it Coromandel Cruisin. Careful while you're out there cruising the Coromandel.